watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest, Steve Bradford, member of the California State Assembly. And sir, we are still all mourning the tragic losses in Newtown, Connecticut. And there's a lot of discussion about gun control, gun rights. What many Californians may not realize is that California as a state has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. Why don't you explain to us some of the distinctions like gun shows, different laws?
Yeah, in California, we do have probably some of the strictest laws in the nation. As it relates to purchasing weapons at a gun show, you have to be a registered, licensed seller. You have to report your income tax. You have to do a background form on all of that. So California has some of the best safeguards as far as number of bullets that can go into a clip. Magazines, exactly. We have a smaller
it's 10
number as far as the super speed loaders and stuff like that. That's been banned.
So let me ask you, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but were any of the weapons that were used in Connecticut, were they illegal in California?
Technically,
Well, the transfer would have been illegal.
Yes.
But were the actual weapons, do you know? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I don't know if you...
I haven't seen the gun itself, but yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So here's the question, though, Assemblyman. Because we do have the strictest laws on the books, do we need to add more?
Without a doubt.
Really?
And let me preference that. We could do a better job in enforcing the laws that we currently have on the books. But at the same time, I've come to the conclusion that there's no reason outside of law enforcement and military for the average citizen to own an automatic weapon. You don't need it to protect your home. You don't
What
need
about
it for
semi-automatic?
Well, but you can manipulate those too, where they can fire out a lot more bullets than necessary.
Because as I understand it, some of the semi-automatic weapons that are used in these mass shootings are also appropriately used for hunting.
Yes.
So, how do you make that distinction? I mean, do you ban all semi-automatic weapons? Because as I understand it, automatic weapons are banned for civilians.
Yes.
I mean, it's not easy.
No, it's not. And it's a fine line that we're going to have to work with as legislators and working with the gun advocates as well as organizations like the Brady organization to make sure that we come up with a fair and equitable policy and one that's enforceable.
But that begs the question, should we have national legislation? As we know, Senator Dianne Feinstein is trying to bring back the assault weapons ban that lapsed in 2004. I'm not sure if those weapons that are now legal could even come into California under the Feinstein bill, under our laws.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think there needs to be a national policy as it relates to this issue. And I think what we do so many times as legislators, we do it piecemeal.
Right.
And we do it in one state or one area.
But let me ask you this. I mean, you're a legislator, and I don't know much about the NRA's activities in other states, but it doesn't seem that the NRA is particularly potent in California. Is that your perception?
They have their areas, and
but in terms of legislative influence,
California as a whole, no. But in regions throughout California, they have a greater foothold than in other parts, especially.
But it's because it's interesting, and I'm not taking a position, but they have been silent in the wake of this tragedy, which was interesting to me because they weren't silent in the wake of the Gabrielle Giffords shooting, in the wake of the Aurora shooting, in the wake of the Sikh shooting in the upper Midwest. Why do you think they're silent on this one? I mean, they're all tragedies.
I agree, and I can't answer that, but I just think it's up to us as legislators to raise that volume and expand in that debate.
Well, you do have a 2/3 supermajority in both houses.
Yes, we do.
Which I think we should talk about when you come back.
Okay.
His name is Steve Bradford. He is a member of the California State Assembly. He was recently re-elected to that office. My name is Brad Pomerance. We thank you so much for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.